Αγαπητοί φίλοι και φίλες, καλησπέρα. Καλώς ορίσατε στο Φαγότη Hellenic TV. Σήμερα φιλοξενούμε την Androula Michael, η οποία είναι visual artist, educator και curator. Θα μάθουμε περισσότερα για την ίδια, αλλά και για το έργο της που συμμετέχει στην έκθεση στην Κυπριακή Ύπατη Αρμοστεία στο Λονδίνο, στην έκθεση με τίτλο There is an Island, και τίτλο του έργου, όνομα του έργου, Παππού Νικόλα. Hello, Androula. It's really nice to have you with us today.
Thank you so much.
Right, Androula, if you can briefly tell us firstly, what inspired you to pursue a career in visual arts and who are your biggest influences?
So ever since I was small, drawing was a strength of mine at school, and art was my favorite subject. And ever since then, it just struck me, you know, the subject matter. That was my strength, so I carried it forward, and it was a form of self-expression. So when I was younger, I was discovered with a hearing impairment, and drawing and art helped me through that from the age of 7. Yeah.
That's very interesting. And I'm sure you don't have any regrets because we can see you are doing extremely well and well done. You should be very proud of yourself. Now, I can see that strong spiritual and ritualistic elements are central to your work. How do you incorporate these themes into your art?
Right, so my artwork is autobiographical, so it's from personal experiences and encounters with people, places, and also I'm very spiritual. I hold my faith very close to my heart, so that aspect is naturally kind of that's taken forward into my creative practice. So the ritualistic process is literally when I create work, I follow a set of ritual in the most simple sense, is a set of actions with symbolic meaning. And in a similar sense, you can compare it to iconography. When an iconographer paints an icon, they have to go, they recite, you know, they carry out a certain ritualistic performance, even though it's not a performance in the most obvious sense. It's more of an inner performance, a prayer. So that's the process behind my work.
And it's quite natural being a spiritual person that you explore love, identity, and human existence as a spiritual experience. Can you delve a bit deeper into these themes and their significance to you?
Yeah, I'm really interested in the deeper meaning of life. I'm more interested about the beauty that's beyond skin deep. So our emotions, our feelings, and I just try to express that basically. And the way I express it can be very conceptual at times, very abstract, quite figurative. It depends on the nature and the gravity of the concept.
Excellent. Now I can see you have exhibited your work internationally, you know, like Athens, Brussels, New York, you know, London, etc. But, you know, which is a great thing, well done. But also congratulations on being selected for the Royal Academy Summer Exhibition 2023. What was the experience like for you?
Well, in all honesty, it was a dream come true. It was something that I always, it was a goal of mine ever since I was at university, and to be accepted was an amazing experience, and to be against so many entries, so they cap it at 16,500 entries, and from that they shortlist 4,000 pieces of work, and then they hang just over 1,000 pieces in this prestigious space, the Royal Academy. So to actually be accepted was a huge privilege and an honor.
Of course, and well done again. Now, I mean, it's maybe this question, it's relevant because I kind of understand from your spirituality that you need to be true to yourself. Yes, to follow what is inside you. You know, you can't just follow something that maybe it's good for business, etc. But you're still doing very well. How and how can they navigate external pressures? Because maybe sometimes you do get these external pressures to redirect yourself.
Do you know what? I'm the type of person who's quite strong-minded, and I'm more of an unfollower than a follower. And I like to go against the grain, not deliberately, but because that's what's in my heart. And I've never been a follower of any sort. I have to always stay true to myself, and I don't feel the pressure.
You don't, excellent.
At all. Even though some people have said, you know, I'm quite if I use the word, quite ballsy to continue my path and what I believe in. I feel like I can only do what's true in my heart rather than going with the trend.
Yes.
And then my work will be a lie. It will have no substance. So rather than, I believe that artwork should be from the heart rather than from the mind, because if it's from the heart, then it's organic. If it's from the mind, it's quite mechanical. So it won't sing, it won't be harmonious, it won't speak to the audience, it won't touch their hearts. So I feel like if it comes from my heart, you know, my hope is that it will touch their heart in a deeper way, in an emotional way, or however they want to take it. But yeah, hopefully it'll sing to them in, you know, on a deeper level.
I have to admit, Androula, that reading the description about your work, Pappous Nikola, and also the article, the newspaper article, I felt extremely, you know, deeply touched. You know, honestly, it's so touchy. Now, what does it mean, first of all, to you to have your artwork, Pappous Nikolas, exhibited at the Cyprus High Commission in London as part of the exhibition There Is an Island?
Well, it was an absolute honour to be granted to be given the invite from Marios. And I've got Doros Bartasides to thank, who introduced me to Marios at the Royal Academy last year during the summer exhibition. I never met my Pappous Nikolaos. He was one of the 13 missing persons in my father's village of Komikebi. He was a very respected, wealthy farmer with my Yaya Maritsu. And then overnight, I never met him. So, you know, to hear his stories, to hear about him through family stories, photos and place, and for me to stand where he once stood was quite poignant. And to be given this opportunity to actually make a piece of work on him, who, you know, a grandfather who I've never met, was something really special to me. Yeah.
And how did you feel when you saw the picture, the photograph of your grandparents for first time? How the photograph impacts you personally and artistically?
Well, the thing was, the beautiful thing was is that this photo, this found object, was discovered once the barricades were lifted from the occupied side, and it, you know, it was no one knew who the photo belonged to, and so they put it out into the newspaper Essimerini, and luckily at the time, in January, I think it was 2010, my dad was visiting Cyprus, and his relative, his cousin, rang him up and said, there's a photo of your mum and dad in the newspaper, and they're asking who it belongs to. And my dad became very emotional because he was a soldier in the 74 war as well, and he's an only child, and to have lost his dad overnight and became a refugee is quite hard hitting. And for him to have found this photograph was really special to him, because it was a photo of my grandparents at their engagement. And it was an image that I never knew about, and it was wonderful that I discovered it too, and to see how it positively impacted my dad. It was like as if he found another piece of my Papa. And the beautiful thing is that my grandfather's remains were also discovered in 2008. And I wrote a book in my final year at my BA Honours Fine Art degree. It was a passion to discover a lost presence, my Pappούς Nikola's, who I never met, and I only knew him through photos and family stories. And the only place at the time in 2004, when I was writing the dissertation, was I visited Trafalgar Square at the age of 19 for the first time, and such a presence overcame me, an overwhelming presence, and it took me back to the childhood memory that I have of him, which is this photo of him standing with the pigeons in Trafalgar Square. And so so to have this recently discovered photo of my grandparents, that really impacted me on an emotional level, and I felt like, you know, I had to honor them and commemorate them and their memory in a certain way. And this was just the perfect setting at the Cyprus High Commissioning office. Yeah.
So that's where you decided, to create this artwork. Can you tell us about the process of working on Pappούς Nikola's?
Yeah, so what I did was I wanted to just highlight him because he was the one that was missing and captured in the family. So I cropped the image, and I created a lumen print. And because a lumen print, if you're unsure about it, to those who are unsure about it, is basically an image exposed to light outside using a contact image. And I literally photocopied the cropped part of his portrait and sandwiched it between glass and light sensitive paper and left it outside in the garden for 3 nights in the wind and the rain. And I wanted to see how it would look. And it was interesting because it was raining, and so the effect when I developed the image, it was like there was tears streaming down the photo. And it was almost as though, you know, the person in the photo, my Papa, was speaking to me. You know, it was quite it's a heartbreaking story, isn't it, to have grandchildren and not to be able to meet them, and to be this really strong man and have his life taken so soon at the age of 50.
Absolutely. I mean, it's heartbreaking for anyone who is hearing the story, but I can imagine, you know, for yourself, you know, it's not, it's really, really difficult, you know, and I'm sure lots of thoughts are going through your mind. Oh, I wish, what if I had my Pappu, you know, because it's a gap. There is a gap there, you know, of your Pappούς Nikola, you know, that you have never met, you know. So I'm sure it's it's so hard, but well done.
Thank you.
For coming with the idea to do this artwork, because I'm sure Pappu Nikolas is watching you and he's smiling.
Yeah, guardian angel.
Yeah, exactly. So I know you haven't been able to attend the opening of the exhibition, but your father was there, and he gave a talk, which is really nice. What was the response be like from the attendees, especially those with personal connection to Cyprus and its history?
Well, actually brought a tear to their eyes, the audiences who have a connection to Cyprus. The fact that my dad was there and he could actually speak about his own story, being first person, having experienced, the actual event taking place, and then him standing in front of the image of his father and having his daughter create it was quite a poignant moment for him too. I think it was quite hard for him to speak about the event. It's still really soft, the event is still really hard, for him to come to terms with. But yeah, I had a very the people, the viewers who viewed the piece were quite struck by it.
Yes.
So I had positive feedback on it, on how impactful and powerful and poignant the piece was.
Fantastic. And how do you feel this exhibition and your participation in it contributes to the conversation about Cyprus history and the experience of its people?
Yeah, well, it's storytelling. It's me telling a story from a different angle. So to be able to voice my experience in such a way, I think is beautiful, and then have all these other very talented artists contribute from their point of view, from their angle, whether it brings it all together, doesn't it? How experiences, whatever doesn't kill you, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Exactly.
And then from this, I think from the experience, we have this sense of resilience. I think, Greek Cypriot people, I think we're quite resilient and quite determined to achieve our goals in whatever that might be.
Sure. And let's mention the details of the exhibition. The opening was on the 6th of June and is going to last, I think, till end of August.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken. Do you know the hours so that someone can visit the exhibition?
Yeah. It's between Monday to Friday, 10 till 3, until I think mid-August. Mid-August, I can find out. It's from until the 30th of August. Yeah.
Fantastic. And it's Cyprus High Commission in London, which is very...
and there's also curated tours.
And I'm sure they can find out on the link on Cyprus High Commission page, social media or on the website.
Yeah, wonderful.
Excellent. And what is your message before I release you? Because I know you have 2 young children.
Yeah. Well, my message is go with your heart, not your mind, whatever that might be in life. Follow your heart. No, don't let nobody pressure you from the outside.
Excellent.
Follow your own path. Yeah.
Very nice and strong message. Well done. Thank you so much, Androula. Well done. We are very proud of you. Keep it going. And hopefully we'll have you again to tell us your latest. All the best.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.
Pleasure. Bye-bye. Αγαπητοί φίλοι και φίλες, εμείς θα τα πούμε και πάλι πολύ σύντομα με ένα καινούριο φιλοξενούμενο και ένα καινούριο θέμα. Καλό σας βράδυ.